Here we go then, Junior Rotax for the 13th to 16s. Jack Whelan, the British Open champion, on pole. Matt Hartley on P2. Kurt Holmes is on 3. Liam Fennick, always a favourite around here at 3 Sisters, on 4. Followed by Tom Fawcett on 5. Curtis Roberts starts off P6. George Pike is next, followed by Craig Carroll alongside. Johnny Buchanan on P9, Alex France for Daytona Manchester P10, Kim Longley for Focal Point on 11, John Hanna for Abbey Science and Graphics on 12, Josh Butcher, how does he see with one eye, Matthew Hall for KJ Ford of North Wales, Adam Cresswell's on 15, Michael Janney 16, Jason Taylor for Solway Slate and Tile on 17, then comes Jake Green. Jake driving for List Improvements, followed by Roy Gill and Ben Arnold. Danny Murphy is on P21. He won last month. Nico Angelides on 22. Championship leader after 2 rounds. John Byrne and Andrew Lawrence. Lawrence for Ven Hill. They come next. Then Ryan Todd on 25. John Stewart for Beamish Street Garage 26. Joe McKean on 27. Ross Wylie 28. And the championship leader is Tom Wrigley, the Wriggler, off P29. And there he is. Junior Rotax for ages 13 to 16. This class sponsored by Zip North and Head to Head Motorsport. Championship leader is Tom Wrigley. And if you are new to this championship, don't forget that the numbers on the carts denote the championship positions of each driver. Tom Wrigley, number 1, obviously the championship leader. It's Whelan on pole, British Open champion, first time in the series. They're through the line and running as they come into turn 1. We're on board with Wrigley. Heavy braking into turn 1. Wrigley's off. Oh, carnage! Carnage through turn 1. Oh, Wrigley's off. Angelides has been caught out. Number 9, 2. Wiley's been caught out. Curtis Roberts is there, Alex France is there, Ryan Todd, he's been involved, John Byrne out of the shot, 27 George Pike, that's Roy Gill, car 12 in the background, Gill looks like his race is over, 27 is George Pike, Ben Arnold was caught out, and it looks like Todd's got a problem there, his rear bumper's been pushed into the rear tyre, won't take long for that tyre to puncture. Here's the replay, Green looks like he's been pushed onto the grass by Byrne, Roberts on the outside is spinning, Pike's involved, look at all the cars in the middle of the track, 31's off. Then comes the Wriggler. Oh, and John Stewart was caught out in that as well. You can see Roy Gill, Pike, France, Craig Carroll caught out. Johnny Buchanan was involved as well. Todd, Stewart, Gill. Hall went over the hill. That's George Pike, 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13. 17 carts I make caught up in that, and that's Angelides out, cart 9. Angelides is the championship leader after the first 2 rounds, excluded last month, and his championship doesn't get any better this month. The top 4 are way clear. They missed it completely, of course. And Sam's caught up with a concerned dad.
Alan, I've caught up with Roy Gill's father, Simon. Roy didn't finish the first race in Minimax, but he's also racing in Junior Max. He got caught up in the pile-up at the start and doesn't look like he's going to finish this race either.
That's right. In his Minimax, I think he was in about 7th perhaps, and probably got a bit over-enthusiastic on the last lap. Tried to pinch another place. I think they're coming together, and the aluminium boss in the middle of the steering wheel snapped when he's hit whatever he's hit, so he didn't finish that, and like you say, went off in the pile-up on the first bend in the Junior Max.
Yeah, nice to hear a dad being honest about an incident. Over-enthusiastic, a coded phrase meaning it was his fault. Carts battling through Luna for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. That battle headed by Andrew Lawrence. Kim Longley there for Focal Point in 8th. The leader is Hartley. Gap between Hartley and Kurt Holmes in 5th. Now, Holmes was caught up in that incident through turn 1, 2.44 seconds. But fortunately for him, although he was slowed down, he managed to keep going. So these 4 were pretty much the only 4 that weren't involved in that incident, I would say, in some form or manner. The kart 20 there, you can see slight damage to the left-hand side bodywork. That's John Hanna on the back of that group of 4 kart series. The championship leader, we're on board with him now. He's hunting down Todd, Wylie and Hanna. There's 3 points to be had there. Kart 10 is Danny Murphy. Right behind him is John Stewart. He was certainly caught out in that first corner incident. And, well, it looks like his axle is okay as he goes round the inside and then the outside of Murphy. That's a bold move through the right-hander, then the left-hander. See Whelan trying to get back the second spot from Fennick. Looks like he's done that. It's Hartley that leads it, car 28. Matthew Hartley from Warrington, always a contender on this circuit. No bigger contender, though, than that man, 29, Liam Fennick. Sam's caught up with another nervous mum.
That's right, Alan. I'm standing here with the nervous Lisa Wrigley, the Wriggler's mum. Tom actually was in an incident at the start. What did you see?
Well, from where I was standing, it would just look like a lot of cars, and I could see that Tom was involved. He's got back on the track, and let's hope he can make up some time. I don't know how much he's lost, but he'll do his best.
Well, Tom's leading the championship at the moment anyway, so he was starting from the back. He has lost a bit of time, but he seems to be catching up quick, doesn't he?
Well, it's quite good on this track, and he'll keep a cool head, so I can only hope for the best for him.
Absolutely right, it is time for exactly that, a cool head. Mechanical flag for Ryan Todd, kart 6, that'll be the damage to the rear bumper. He's on board with Wrigley, now there's points to be had here, he's just got to keep that cool head as he comes down off the valley over the curb. Oh, somebody called for a chill pill for Tom Wrigley. The red mist is still firmly at work. It was definitely time for a cool head, and I'm afraid he has undone all the good work he did. There were 3 karts clearly in front of him. There were 3 easy points to be had. He was the faster driver, and championships have been won and lost by less than 3 points, I can tell you. And the way this race was panning out, I think there were more than 3 points to be had as well. There were plenty of laps remaining, plenty of points on offer, and I think Wrigley could have potentially held on to the championship lead, but probably not now. As Joe McKean puts in the fastest lap of the race, new lap record 44.268. I said to Joe this morning, when are you going to light it up for me, Joe? And he responds in kind with a new lap record. The championship's been blown open with that incident through turn 1, and I think it's Ross Wylie who's going to have the championship lead at the end of this race. He goes on the inside though for a bold move, and that is way too bold. Ross joins the Tom Wrigley How Not to Drive club when the championship lead is in your pocket. Arnold and Jake Green involved in that incident, and just like we saw earlier with Wrigley, Wylie throws away at least 4 championship points. There were 4 karts in front of him. He was quicker than all of them, but if you want to know how to do it, Ross, here's Joe McKean making up 3 points through turn 1 on Longley, Butcher and Buchanan, as clean as you like it. Joe McKean was my championship pick before the season started. I've stuck with him through thick and thin. There's been plenty of thin, not much thick, but Joe putting in a championship winning performance this month. Sam, who you got?
Alan, I'm standing on the bank with Peter Angelides, Nico's father. He had an unfortunate last round. It doesn't seem to be going to plan today either, does it?
No, Nico got an injury from the last round, and he's carried it on in this round, and unfortunately with this accident as well he's in quite a lot of pain, so it's not going particularly well for him at the moment, but we'll be back.
Peter Angelides remaining positive despite Nico's problems in the last 2 rounds. It's still Hartley that has the lead as we see Murphy pinching a spot coming off the valley in the last lap. Looks like Hartley's going to take this one from Jack Whelan. Buchanan, Murphy, Gianni, Butcher and Lawrence battling for the minor positions. That's the, well, I think I can say confidently, that's the former championship leader now. As we see the winner this month, Matthew Hartley, going across the line. Little punch of the air. I can only score that a 4, that celebration, quite frankly. Bit poor, Matthew. Going to have to work on that one for next time. So we see Andrew Lawrence leading home. Josh Butcher coming out of Luna. Back on board with Wrigley. He's just going into Luna. Kim Longley chasing home Adam Cresswell out of Luna and across the finish line. In comes Ben Arnold 11, and that is the former championship leader, Tom Wrigley. Matthew Hartley takes the win. Jack Whelan and Liam Fennick join him on the podium. Fawcett a good drive for 4th place, always there on the CRG chassis. Kurt Holmes managed to, well, he was caught up in that first corner incident, but managed to get away early enough from it to hold on to 5th place. McKean's fastest lap, a new lap record, 44.268, followed in by Stuart Murphy, Gianni and Lawrence rounding out the top 10.
Was it easy for you?
No, it wasn't easy. I mean, I knew that they were always going to be there. Jack's been going well, Liam's been going well all day, so I knew they were going to be there at the end, so I just got a clean start, got in behind Jack, and about lap 5 went past Jack and just put my head down and knew that I'd have to be really consistent because these two would be here at the end.
A quick check of the championship positions reveals that Joe McKean has a 3-point lead. Count them, Mr. Wrigley. A 3-point lead over Tom Wrigley. Stuart's back into 3rd, followed by Wylie, Lawrence and Danny Murphy.
Well, it seems like I've said this all before, but what a chaotic start to that junior Rotax race. Not only knocking out ex-championship leader Nico Angelides, but also the championship leader going into the round, Tom Wrigley. After the break, we'll be with the seniors and the TKM Extreme class.